and now more or less what you see is 99.9% accurate precision. I mean, you watch DRS technology, the wall tracking and all of it. I think it's all being tested, validated by many universities abroad and even in India. So those technologies are all good and valid. So if I had played now, I would have probably got another 250.
Somebody who has taken 550 plus wickets.
In Sundar, you would have hit the pads many times. Kapil would have got less. We got slow motion, got better and better. As technology improved, the kind of software that is used, there is something called EVS, that's the real-time slow motion, what is being used every day, which you don't even know. Every ball, when you're watching television, what you do is you wait for the slow motion to come, the replays to come. It has kind of, it has become such a pattern in your mind that you take away the slow motions, this game is not interesting anymore. So this, even when you watch this operas in the evening, stars, group, whatever it is, even there the slow motions are very good. So what happened was we were completely stumped. I mean, in our upcoming years, I'm talking about up until 96, 97, we could not have a feedback. There was no feedback mechanism. The only feedback mechanism was those VHS tapes. But that really didn't help us. It was laborious. I mean, that kind of you go fast forward your bowling stop, watch that particular ball. It used to be so time consuming that you would lose interest in it. And then, we were compelled to look for technology, and I was fortunate. When I did my engineering, you see, when I studied in JC, first 2 years in Nasscom MC. I'm sure if there is somebody from Nasscom here, or there you go. Then I did the last 2 years in Mysore. So, I get at least 15, I'm exaggerating, 8 to 9 alumni invitations. So, that many years you must add, you see. I had so many batches. So, my engineering was very deep. So, what happens is that, if you're with the people, you don't need to be a good engineer. If you're a nice man, if you know a good engineer, he will do the job for you. So I had few good people around me and my classmates, of course. We grew up together. There was a company in Bangalore called Global Phoenix Solutions, which used to do the back-end work for Phoenix insurance company in America. So that was a proper blend of software and multimedia. So I went and I approached them with all my friends put together, saying that look, we need to have a non-linear access, random access of pictures, and that was just about coming. And we speak about product, how important products are, and how we need to develop more and more products. Those days it was Pentium machines, and then we found a company called Sean, which used to do these doubles. So we approached them, and then a few engineers. And it was absolutely innovation and creation. So they got together. They set up this machine first, and then C++ was such a huge thing to know. I mean, we used to go find somebody in TCS and get them across to come and help us out. And we started to put this system together. There was a company called Optibase in Israel, and they were the only guys to do analog to digital conversion, because those days the transmission was analog. So we had to get, did a lot of research. Google was not this speed. I mean, you got some information, but it was not at the fingertips. So we got those Optibase and we got stuck in the customs. We had to go use my cricketing password to get those from the customs. Anyway, so we finally got a box which made more sense to us. Now, a batsman a bowler starts bowling, so you start the video, and then the batsman plays a stroke, it goes to a 4, he gets bowled, whatever. So, you what you see now, the analyst, he will key in a lot of attributes like outside the off stump, the batsman whether he was comfortable, what happened to that particular ball, and all these 6 to 7 attributes was added to that particular picture and it was stored in the database. Now, you probably in a ODI match, what's going on now, you will have 100 overs, which is 600 balls plus some wides and no balls, so 620 balls was tagged and stored in the database. Now, those days, Oracle ATAG was the database. It was so slow. all of this, we had to, but then that was the only thing available and that was like marvelous thing for all of us. Wow, this is the best we could have. And then, we had a retrieval screen and the same thing happens now. You call for the pictures, whatever you want. If you want Virat's down the leg side shots, you can call those shots. You want Bumrah's just where he's pitched down the leg side for his corrections. Now this is how technology made a huge difference for us. Team meetings became more meaningful, more purposeful. Just bashing the youngsters stopped immediately because the seniors got bashed and got hit all over the place. I think it happens in the corporate circle. Seniors get away and juniors get back. This was the one which really brought. That was the time, when we were in the mix of this match fixing and all those things. So some of us had to really stand up and then bring some transparency. How do we do this? We need to have this analysis tool to help us out. So all these things start falling in place. So that's where technology is, and the same concept is still now applicable. But now you don't have to have all those things. I think a small box will do the job for you. Things have changed. Laptop, so it was not a laptop then, it was more of a big box which used to carry, it used to become blue, used to have a fan behind it because it used to get heated up. All those drama. So, and first of all, to convince our own players to use technology was not easy. I have seen Sachin was very reluctant to start. He was like, oh, ये क्या सीखा रहेगा मेरे को? यार इसमें क्या है? Who is computer to tell me what to do? But slowly we were able to, explain to them whenever they didn't do well, how they did well in the previous games, and then compare to his footwork now in this game. I think when we put the split screen and showed them, how you are moving then and now, I think this probably the feedback was instantaneous for them to understand, well, something is going wrong. Same with the bowlers. So that's how technology doesn't tell you what to do, but I think it gives you quick access to tell you this and sending nice to Eskimos here. When, what technology did in sport was have quick access to your own information. I think that's where I think it made a huge difference. The same concept even now continues. You can, now, you're looking at, a lot of people have shown me some AI and all of it. But beyond a point, too much of technology, too much of knowledge, I think the brain cannot comprehend. I think there is a limitation to understand this. Probably in the future, you don't need an analyst. You just have to, get this, you have a machine learning up and running and the AI together, and you can just plug in. The pattern recognition can understand who the bowler is by the contour or by the action, and probably follow the ball. We can understand where the pitch is, and those things can be done in the future. It is not necessary. Let's employ people. So that will be the next stage probably. I would say, by the end of the day, at any stage, these machines will never dictate things to us. I think that human element is so important for all of us. The gut feeling, they say the sentience value. That the machine can never express it. That little emotions. What is his body looking like today? What's his body language? What's his emotions? Is he going through a few turmoils in life? Is he able to deliver today? But the data says, oh, he is the one. But in reality, you know him. So whether he is able to deliver, I think by the end of the day, I think we will be the masters at all times and never the slave. So this is what I believe the technology should always be where we need to know how to use the technology, that, when people say, oh, this is going to overtake us, this is going to decide whether you need to send Dhoni or you need to send Virat, that's not going to happen. I think that gut feeling will always prevail over.
No, thanks, Srinath. Very interesting to hear.
More to do with the body action. Big bodies doesn't produce pace, doesn't generate pace. You need to have you need to have a wiry body. You need to have that, that little strong and but less mass on your body. So, going by the logic of what people say that we are thin and we are not big. In that case, all the WWF people should become the fast bowlers. That doesn't happen. That's not the way. It is your quick arm rotation, the way your body bends at the right time. All of it kind of culminates for you to deliver the ball. So it's it is strange science on its own. I mean, normally nobody would have that kind of a practice.
I think also biomechanics has a limitation of.
Yes, biomechanics. I think human body has a lot of limitations. I mean, the best, how fast can you rotate your arm? That would be, I would say maximum 160 is what you can reach the pace. You can't go beyond 160. That is my limitation. I don't know unless and why you have somebody like Usain Bolt coming from nowhere to play cricket and he can probably change all the barriers of life. That I'm not too sure. But at the moment, what I have seen is that the limitation is that for the 22 yards, I think 160 is what somebody can really, but cannot be consistent. I would say 145, 140 to 145 is where you land on average. But 160, you will probably have one purple patch in your life and you're really quick and all of it. I think the more quick you bowl, obviously there will be a time you want to increase your pace by a couple of kilometers, and that's where you probably test your bodies and break your bodies too. You have to have your bad days. You have to have your lean patches. You need to have a good form every now and then. So this is full package of cricket. I think just like your profession, I think you can't have good things happening all the time. We get disappointed. I think that is again part of life. वो politics नहीं है जी. It is also part of life. You should be disappointed. You should be despondent. Then only you can think about how do I come out of it. Came to the stadium to watch the match. And always at home. Anil's mother was there to watch the match. It was one of those good games. There was a lot of responsibility. You're playing in front of the home crowd, so we got to deliver. Things went well for us. Of course, we were talking in between to say, look, somehow or the other we got to win this match. And it was an important match for us to qualify to the finals of the Titan Cup. So all those things happened, and those days, my reflexes was also good. I could pull and cut and all of it. Bowlers, I was able to face the fast bowlers. Slowly, they broke my hand 6 times. Then all those protocols between, a subtle way of understanding between the fast bowlers went for a toss, and now we started breaking their arms too. That's where this, the gentleman game has become very competitive now. So it was one of those good games, and I think one good thing is half the stadium went away only to miss out on those matches.
I think it was a 9-wicket partnership of some 53 runs.
Yeah, I think another 9. Yes, correct. That's right. And Kapil was playing on the opposite side for Haryana, and I fortunately got 7 wickets in that match, and that was basically a selection for the Australian tour, impending Australian tour. So that 7 wickets gave me confidence that I would probably be picked. I would have been very disappointed if it was not picked. But anyway, I was lucky to be picked. G.R. Vishwanath was the selector, but he was sent home, and then Venkatraman took over on that particular match. So, but that really didn't make a difference. Even Venkatraman was a nice man. Selectors should be good. From the Indian side, I would say Sachin Tendulkar, but outside I would say Brian Lara. think he was probably in our time. When you have a lean patch, it is tough to go to anybody. Beating Pakistan in all the 4 World Cups, that was probably. I think this result gives bigger applause for the match tomorrow. I would say the best technology in all forms. I think what people would want to see is probably 400 frames per second. I think frames per second has really changed. I mean, you can correct yourself. The game is really, I mean, for the viewers, I think that's a wonderful visual to watch great slow motion. When you compress and when you have a slow motion, I think it gives you more details. So if you see somebody walking just like that, you will not be able to make out much. But if somebody walks in slow motion for almost 2 seconds expanded to 10 seconds, you will get to see more. Similarly, when backing or rolling, the small errors that we have is seen in this technology. So I think frames per second has really changed our lives without our knowledge. That is number one. I think number two is the training methods these days. The way people train, the heart rate monitors, the watches that we wear. In sport, even if it is a group of people training together, everybody wears the same gear and everybody's heart rate is monitored. Who is giving the best effort? What is your, efficiency level? At what level you give your best? All of it, I think, that's probably the new, the biomedical devices that we use today. I think that's probably the next best innovation that I have seen. Ball tracking and all is fine because there is still a prediction element. So it's not, people might say it's not absolute. In my opinion, it is. Umpires making 5 mistakes in a match. Now, I can promise you people that if you watch the match without technology, you will lose trust in the game. That is for sure. That's for sure. You will, unless otherwise, you have these kind of technology showing and validating those decisions. Okay, because umpiring is so difficult. I deal with them almost every day. Human capabilities fail beyond a point. Say, for example, those little nicks, impossible. Even the batsman wouldn't know sometimes. Okay, and then you will see a faint nick. So, you are now there at that point where you have eliminated almost all the errors. But still it is a technology. You might probably see out of 100, you will probably see maybe 1 or half mistakes here and there, and that too human induced more. And even those software not only installed in the computer. Okay, this was in the 7th semester. Now I did my thing in instrumentation technology. Now that book, what we had was one good thing about that book was it was only 140 pages or 150 pages. That's it. There were, all those feedbacks and all of this, how instrumentation is, and they were in German. It was not even converted to English. We wrote the same thing. Let me tell you what exactly the spirit of the game is. When this game was invented in England a long time back, it was supposed to be a lead sport. It was supposed to be, this information was given to me by the umpire David Shepherd, who passed away. One of the best umpires and a top-class gentleman. And he was telling me how this game evolved. What happened was, when these gentlemen played on the field, if the ball hit the legs, pads, or he was caught behind, he would walk out. Okay? He would not stay there. Slowly what happened, that is why it was called gentleman's game. You believe that you're out and you walk and nobody appealed. They just bowled and they just stood. And you walked, well and good, then they clapped you. That's gentlemen. Now that is where the spirit of the game came into existence. When a batsman, if he ran and he didn't really touch the crease, he would volunteer and say, no, I didn't touch the crease this time. So this was spirit of the game. Anything, somebody took the catch, was it off the ground? No. If he's in doubt, no, please, batsman, you stay. So there were no umpires. What happened slowly? The competition, more and more people played. Then the competition became an integral part. Then the batsman stood. He didn't walk. So one side showed the spirit, the other didn't. So the other side also started the same thing. Then they said, all right, Mr. Student, let's get the umpires. Now what is this umpiring when you see the match? This is an important information for you people. The boundary 4 is 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's how it is. But now people do this. I mean that's a style. What is a sixer? Beyond the lines. That's a sixer. Now the most important thing is out. Pointing finger at you means don't point fingers at me. That was it, that is it. You are out. So it's a humiliation if you are given out. The whole town used to sit and talk in the evenings, it's a typical pub culture in England where you sit and have a drink. He was given out. He was pointed finger at and said, you're out. So what is out? But all those things are gone now. Nobody walks, nobody there. Now it is the spirit of accuracy. You need the best decisions out for them. So that is why technology has been incorporated quite a bit into the sport now. So understand that. So now it's the spirit of competitiveness, it's the spirit of accurate decision. So we believe in this. Sports psychology is the most or the least, or probably the most ignored part of Indian sport because we don't have a sporting culture. So we kind of miss that psychology and all of it, which probably our times we were ignorant towards it. But now it is very much in the forefront. Everybody is using sports psychology. I think it is just not sport. I think in any walk of life, what is sports psychology by the end of the day? You've got to go sit in front of somebody to speak about our weaknesses, about what things that you could not do and what you want to do. I think we keep our ego too much in the front and we don't ask people. A good friend can be a good psychologist. I mean, I really look for mentors even today in life. I mean, if there is somebody who can really guide me in the right way, I would be more than happy to go and surrender myself in the right way. So psychologists are extremely important in everybody's life. I mean, we all go through various things in life as well. So seeking a psychologist is one of the best things that we do, and sport is no exception.
Fascinating. And last question, an advice for the youngsters, our children, most of them here, to choose a career in sport.
I think for all the 100 plus. No, I can't advise you people here, but I can advise you. We all have kids. I'm sure they'll be interested in various things to do, but all I would say from the sporting point of view is that help them in the right way. Rejection is a very integral part of our lives. You get rejected in the exams. We used to get rejected in the in the games. You don't get picked sometimes. You don't be part of the teams. You don't